everybody, welcome back to another video. I know it's been a really long time, but I am trying my best to get back into a consistent content schedule so that I can get more videos out there, and I don't want to waste any more time, so let's get into today's topic. Today we're going to be deep diving into stan culture, and I mean stans, not just a fan, but stans who are defined as an overly obsessive fan of a particular celebrity or public figure. And we're going to be discussing how stan culture came about and the power they can hold as a community, but also the toxicity and the really dark sides of it. When you think of stans, you may think about Beliebers, Arianators or Arianators, Barbz, Army, SwiftIes, beehive, and the list goes on. I'm pretty sure every single popular artist or group with millions of fans has a name for their fandom. And this can also go for movie franchises or universes like Marvel, DC, Star Wars universe. A lot of them have huge stan fandoms as well. Now, where did the term stan come from? You wouldn't even think of the rapper Eminem as your first thought. However, this term actually derived from one of his hit songs, and it's called Stan. So let's get into the history. Eminem actually coined the term stan when he released his single called Stan in 2000. The saying is a combination of the two words stalker and fan, used to describe extremely crazed fans who are obsessed with a celebrity. So the story behind the song is actually not true because it tells the tale of a fan unaliving himself and his girlfriend after Eminem doesn't respond to some of his fan mail. The song explains the stan's odd obsession with the musician and how he feels a greater connection with him and his music compared to anyone and anything else. So the obsession eventually grows into anger and resentment that the rapper isn't keeping his promises to his fans. So instead of addressing his own mental health issues, the stan decides to find Eminem's address and unalive him. But it turns out that story is not a real story. It was only inspired and created to highlight the harm of unhealthy obsessions when dealing with mental illnesses and also parasocial relationships. It is, however, inspired by Eminem's experience of receiving strange fan mail over the years. And we'll see how this relates to some current fandoms today. Now, I'm not insinuating that stans have mental health issues as stated in Eminem's song. I'm only trying to highlight some of the toxic issues with stan culture and how unhealthy celebrity obsessions and parasocial relationships can become. So let's get into it. So parasocial relationships are defined as one-sided relationships where one person extends emotional energy, interest, and time, and the other party, the persona, is completely unaware of the other's existence. So this basically sums up every single celebrity and their fandom. This can be a person being a fan of a TV show, a movie, musicians, social media stars, basically anyone they see on the media that they grow an attraction to. Everybody has their interests, and it's perfectly fine to be a fan of something. I mean, we've all done it before. However, stans can be next level, and they sometimes develop unhealthy obsessions with celebrities as if they personally know them. They will learn every single detail about their favorite celebrity, from their weight, their height, their favorite restaurant in whatever city. And it's really down to the T with those details that they know. And it's not really normal or healthy to know these things about a stranger that you've never met or they don't even know you exist. We've seen stans go extremely hard in the comments all day on their stan accounts, defending their faves. And while I understand it's common to want to defend your fave, sometimes you need to just leave it as it is. These celebrities don't know you exist, and a lot of them are fighting 24/7 on the internet as if their life depends on it, and just to show some loyalty to a celebrity. And I don't know if you guys have seen recently, but Drew Barrymore actually had an encounter with her stalker where she was at a live show where she was with a co-host, and I guess they were doing a questionnaire, a Q&A, and the stalker came up and the security escorted him right away. But I'll insert the clip here and you guys can take a look.
You know who I am. I need to see you at some point while I'm here in New York City. Okay?
So there are some really scary instances where stalker fans just go after celebrities, and you can probably search up on the internet and find so many instances like Sandra Bullock, Kendall Jenner, so many more. But it's really creepy how some of these fans go way too hard and they are very dangerous individuals sometimes. So I'm going to use an example that you guys have probably seen in the media as of this year a lot. With the whole played out Hailey versus Selena drama, there was a huge amount of hate going Hailey's way. And there still is. And while I don't know the full details of the story or the whole scandal, which actually none of us do, I think it's ridiculous how Selena stans sit on their social media every day and they send threats and hateful words to Hailey. And it's way too childish for anyone to be acting this way. Even if they dislike her, they're writing way too hard for someone who doesn't even know that they exist, let's be honest. And it's really not that serious either to defend her and to bash the other party, even after both of them publicly squashed whatever beef they had multiple times. They've addressed it and they've already said that they have moved on. So, can someone tell me why they were even feuding in the first place? Or was this whole entire beef just created by toxic fandoms? Overall, it's really unhealthy to develop an obsession with a celebrity or act like you're involved in their personal lives. You don't know these celebrities personally. You are only aware of what facade they put on social media to the public. And this goes for other stans as well, not just Hailey and Selena stans. I'm not even on either side, but that whole feud between them has gone out way too long, and I don't understand why, because I thought Hailey was already married to Justin Bieber for like 5 years now, and it seems like the fandoms cannot let it go. It's been probably over a decade since Selena and Justin have broken up, so I think it's time to let go. Some of you stans are not gonna like this one, but it has to be said.
Some of y'all about to be real mad at me, but it must be said.
Stan culture is extremely toxic in the sense that they can never fully hold their favorite celebrities accountable for their wrongs. Granted, some stans are smart enough to know they can still call out their fave and hold them accountable as a fan and still enjoy their projects or whatever music they release. It doesn't make you any less of a fan if you call them out. Listen, your fave is human. They're going to be wrong sometimes and make mistakes, so let's not act like they are some perfect figure that doesn't do wrong. It's very delusional, and stans can be picky and choosy when it comes to accountability, and they're quick to call out every other celebrity and their fandoms, but when it comes to their own fave, it's just mute. So this is one thing that makes me stay very far away from stan culture, because it's just often toxic and full of internet users who love to attack or harass other people who disagree with their fave. It's very, very hypocritical. An example can be Ariana Grande's fans, or as they call them, Arianators. Listen, I've been an Ariana fan since she was on YouTube, but I've never considered myself an Arianator. Recently, y'all know she has been in some heat because the wife of her current boyfriend came out and said she's not a girl's girl for what she did. So basically she's dating Ethan Slater, who's an actor and a co-star of hers, and he was recently, well, he's married and he just had a baby not too long ago, and they got together during that time period. So it looks like he had an affair on his wife with Ariana, and Ariana allegedly has a record of home wrecking, so I wouldn't even put it past her to do something like this. She was holding that baby and smiling in that girl's face while trying to take her man. So yeah, that is plain wrong. A lot of her stans were defending her and basically dismissing the entire situation, which is messed up. No one knows what she's like in real life, and you don't know what she can do to other people. You only see what's presented to you in the media and on her social media. So that doesn't give us any real insight on what she's like as a person. Don't ever think you guys know someone based on what you see on Instagram, TikTok, whatever it is. I still like her music. I have always side-eyed her as a person after that donut incident, but it's perfectly okay to hold your faves accountable for their wrongs. That's just the moral of the story. Another example is Kanye stans. Need I say more?
I am a god. Everybody says, who does he think he is? I just told you who I thought I was. A god. I just told you. That's who I think I am.
I guess we can throw Travis Scott fans on this list too, because a lot of them didn't hold him accountable for the tragedies that happened at his concert. I saw a lot of people defending him, which is pretty disgusting knowing what happened and how he didn't properly handle the situation or apologize sincerely. And I understand that it's an icky situation because a lot of people are saying it's not his fault, but you know, he had a lot of authority and power to make a change in that concert, and he decided not to, and he gave out a very terrible apology. So yeah, I don't think that's quite forgivable, but I'll move on. So let's talk about fandom rivalries, because this is way too common in stan culture. Fans ride hard for their faves and they bash the other artists because they believe that their fave is better. So this causes tension between the fandoms and creates imaginary beefs between the artists. And we've seen this happen way too often. Sometimes the beef between the artists isn't even real and the fans are the ones stirring the pot. A huge example you guys already know is Cardi B versus Nicki Minaj. These two women, both very successful and talented rappers in their own right, are pitted against each other almost every single day, even to this day. This beef is played out and I'm tired of it because most of the time it's the fans causing tension. Although the two women had some problems in the past, my thought is that they already confronted it and bashed it, but recently it looks like the rivalry is back in the headlines and I'm not too sure why. Another example when we were younger was Victoria Justice and Ariana Grande. Victoria Justice and Ariana Grande were allegedly beefing during the final seasons or the years of Victoria's. So Ariana threw Victoria under the bus and insinuated that she wanted to do a solo tour, which is the reason why the show was canceled and never got a proper ending. This led to a lot of people to be mad at Victoria, especially Ariana stans, and for years she was made fun of because of the whole "I think we all sing" memes, and it became detrimental to her career. And obviously we haven't seen her in any music charts or late movies or TV, and partly because she kind of chooses to stay low. But a lot of the tension caused between the two were caused by fans, because Victoria even cleared the air and said the two were not beefing and that she had no idea where the assumption came from. And recently it looks like Ariana supported Victoria in her latest single, so I guess that was nice to see that both of them are on good terms again, or if they were even beefing in the first place. Some more examples are Olivia Rodrigo and Sabrina Carpenter, Christina versus Britney, Taylor and Katie, and of course Selena and Haley. And those are some major examples of fandoms causing more tension between the two parties than there actually being a real beef. But I do also want to mention that some of these celebrities secretly encourage their fans to dox their rivals. They may want to pretend to be innocent, but they're throwing subs and liking tweets or posts that they know will stir up drama between the fans. Taylor singing Bad Blood about Katie and using a lookalike in her music video. Olivia was singing about Sabrina, knowing that her fans would probably attack her and the guy that she's singing about. Not to mention, it was stated that the guy she sang about was hospitalized during the peak of the hate train, and fans started attacking Sabrina for no reason. I don't know much about their love triangle, so someone let me know if you know more details. Maybe I'll make a video about it in the future. They are allowed to express their feelings in their music, but it comes with a responsibility if you know that you have a huge platform and the power to influence your fans. So that leads into my next point about boundaries. Alright, some fans have no boundaries and it's honestly scary. I have seen fandoms find information about their faves' rivals and dox them publicly on the internet, exposing their personal information, their families, where they live, etc., etc. I've seen videos of people pulling up to people's houses, and that's just too much. They're doing way too much, all because of some pointless beef or drama that has nothing to do with them. An example, the Barbz are known to be very, very loyal to Nicki. And don't get me wrong, I am a fan of her music as well. Again, I don't consider myself a stan. They stay loyal to her, doxing anyone that criticizes her or tweets about her. They doxed the YouTuber Kimberly Foster for tweeting her opinion about Nicki. I guess she criticized one of her songs. And they found her number, they threatened to go to her nephew's school, and they also gave her more disturbing threats, which I'm not going to get into. If you want to check out her video, you can. I think she has a video explaining and showing some of the messages that she got. It's too crazy to put your life on the line like that for a celebrity you don't know and they don't know you. Are they going to bail you out of jail if you happen to get arrested? Beehive is also very loyal and sometimes a little obsessive when it comes to Beyonce. Back in the day, Beliebers used to be very crazy for Justin, even starting disturbing hashtags to prove their loyalty to him. There's a hashtag trend where they harm themselves to show their loyalty to him, which I'm not going to show because it's very insensitive and it's disturbing. BTS ARMY is another fandom known for being toxic and loyal. They are also hilariously very smart and they have the power to hack into police systems and rig their footage, and they did that during the 2020 protests. But the thing is that these stans are so smart and loyal, and sometimes they just need to direct their energy into the right things instead of the negative things, like going so hard for your faves and just fighting all day on Twitter. It's not worth the time and energy. The moral of the story is that we should never worship any celebrity or famous figure because you don't know them personally. We can never get the full picture from Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter. These celebrities are human just like us, and they just have different lifestyles. But at the end of the day, they have bad days, they have attitude, terrible personalities, bad habits, just like any other human being. So we need to stop putting them on a pedestal and acting like we know them inside out. At the end of the day, are they going to bail you out of jail for doing the most? So that's all for my video about parasocial relationships and stan culture today. So if you have any comments, thoughts, concerns, questions, please leave them down below. I would love to hear your thoughts about stan culture and the toxicity of it. Let me know if you are part of the community or if you are part of any fandom and your experiences seeing other fans in the same fandom react with each other and interact. So I would love to hear the stories. Just leave them down below, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.